All right, you two reacting to anime plot armor is ridiculous. I seen this. Thumbnail look good. Y'all right here. Let's get to it.
One of those phrases that people be spamming when talking about anime, and honestly dog, I can't even blame them for real, because there are genuinely too many examples where people be getting power-ups out of nowhere, even though they have suffered countless injuries during a battle where that motherfucker should definitely be dead or not be able to move at least, or where people be getting slimed out in a fight where they should have won, but the writer needs to come up with some bullshit for their death because they were way too overpowered. And bro, it is ridiculous seeing the amount of times this has happened in anime. So today we gonna be talking about some of anime's most bullshit plot armor, starting with an anime I've been wanting to talk about for a minute. Adam vs Zeus from Record of Ragnarok. Now I know that this show might not have the flashiest animation or the best storyline, but the way this anime revolves around a tournament arc of 13 rounds where each round consists of fictional characters based on real life people going against gods to fight for humanity's survival is low-key a tough ass concept. And this dude Adam from Record of Ragnarok might be one of the toughest representations of Adam from the Bible I think I've ever seen. He deadass looks like he was straight out of a Renaissance painting, majestic as fuck. Not to mention that he had one of the most broken abilities in the entire show. First of all, his ability is called the Eyes of the Lord, and dog, if that name alone doesn't scream, oh yeah, this ability about to be OP as shit, I don't know what to tell you. This shit is basically the Sharingan from Naruto, but if the Sharingan worked on literal gods, because Adam's eyes allowed him to copy the technique and power of gods as a human, all because he was the man made through God's image. And to add the cherry on top, the matchup for his fight was against one of the strongest gods in Greek mythology, Zeus. Fucking Zeus. And you know what this man Adam was doing? This man proceeded to piece up one of the most powerful Greek gods.
You're telling me my nigga's fighting with the only clothes on his body is a fucking leaf? The disrespect this nigga got on top of that.
Without breaking a sweat.
By a naked nigga.
That motherfucker's cheating!
Getting beat by a naked
Take my word!
Zeus had this ability called the Fist That Surpassed Time. That is a one-hit knockout to whoever this lands on. But this dude Adam was not only able to dodge this shit, but he was able to copy it. Had bro on Fraud Watch the entire fight. This shit was deadass like Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. It was not even close. And you might be like, Nenjuno, damn, hop off this motherfucker dick. Bro, I don't care. I will glaze Adam till the day I die. This man Adam was low-key spitting too. Bro said, is there any father that needs a reason to protect his children? Spoken like a true literary poet of history. Like, hold up, this writing is this fire. This is also the part where I'm gonna say that this is what legendary players do. Bro ain't do this for the money, the fame, the bitches, for revenge, none of that. Bro fought Zeus purely because he felt like it was his duty as the father of humanity to protect the very thing that started with him. No other reason. Showing all these deadbeat dads in the crowd how it's done. Toji. Actual cinema, bro. Holy shit. But this is where we start getting into the bullshit, because as broken as Adam's ability is, he had a huge drawback on its use, as it put an immense strain on his entire body, and it would exhaust Adam the more that he used it. And twin, if I had constantly used those eyes against Zeus for more than a minute, I'd be looking like every defender after they had to guard prime Steph Curry in an NBA game. I'd be cooked and tired as fuck. And you want to know how or what led to the downfall for Adam in this fight?
Wait,
this man's
Adam lost?
that single-handedly changed the course of this fight was the fact that a singular drop of blood entered his eyes, which ended up blinding him and basically causing him to lose his ability completely, which allowed Zeus to get in the last hit to finish him off. But I will always respect Adam, because even after this huge
What the fuck?
ass blow in this shitty ass luck with his fight, he kept up fighting while he was missing both his eyes, and even after he died. And dog, in almost every comment section I see talking about Adam versus Zeus from Record of Ragnarok, everybody unanimously agrees that Adam lost purely for plot's sake. I don't think there was a single person who watched this fight for the first time who thought that Zeus was 100% going to win that fight, because no matter how many things Zeus threw at him, Adam kept proving him wrong time and time again until the blood drops made his eyesight go bye-bye. And people are trying to say that Adam's death makes sense, and bro, I guess, but my ghost should have won this fight. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. If Adam has a million fans, then I am one of them. If Adam has 10 fans, then I am one of them. If Adam has only 1 fan, then that is me. If Adam has no fans, then that means I am no longer on this earth. If the world is against Adam, then I am against the world. Fuck you talking about? The only people I see who genuinely thought that Zeus would actually win this fight are Zeus Greek mythology dick riders, aka the ones that are completely and utterly wrong, and Utah fans. If anything, this fight should have been one of the very last in this series, where Adam, the first man to ever exist, wins the whole thing in the last fight while fighting the almighty Zeus, one of the leaders of the gods in this verse in terms of strength. But nah, Zeus got bailed by Plot while the Plot decided to have Adam get his shit rammed by a drop of blood. But if there's any character I know that is literally surviving off plot armor more than Zeus was in Record of Ragnarok, is gonna be King from One Punch Man. The literal.
No, let's talk about it. Plot armor is different. Like, he's meant to be a fraud. Like, everybody's supposed to think he's the best, the strongest nigga. He's like Mr. Satan. He's supposed to be thought of like the strongest nigga there. That's why the plot goes like that. I don't count that as plot armor. He's not trying to bang out with nobody.
The whole concept of King's character is actually insane. You need to take that luck he be getting and invest that shit into a damn lottery ticket. Cause damn, this motherfucker got some crazy bulletproof plot armor, unlike anything I've ever seen. Could you imagine that in your seemingly uneventful life, a big ass monster just randomly pulls up on you out of nowhere and you are genuinely cooked? But suddenly, the main character also comes out of nowhere, one-shotting the big-ass monster, leaves before you can fully process what happened, and you somehow mistakenly get all the credit for it, making everyone think that you took out the big-ass monster. Now imagine if this scenario happened to King, not once, but instead almost every single day, for absolutely no reason. And each time that this shit happened, the monsters that kept pulling up on King progressively kept getting even stronger than the last one. And the more monsters that were defeated, the more of a target that was on King's back. And the more that this happened, the more that people believed he was actually one of those heroes that should be one of the most feared and respected out of everybody. And then proceeded to somehow take one of the top 10 spots of the S-class heroes without actually doing anything at all. And dog, you can't even classify this as luck, because luck happens once or twice, but King is literally untouchable, at least to everybody except Saitama he is. And this was all because he somehow just has the worst timing, worse than when motherfuckers walking on you watching anime and the anime that you're watching turns from normal to straight corn in the matter of 4 fucking seconds. He is just somehow always wherever Saitama was whenever he took down a big ass monster, and he was always given credit for it, especially since he is decently tall and got this tough ass guard, making people think he for real about that shit. But bro, that couldn't be any further from the truth. King always has this calm ass demeanor to his appearance, but on the inside, this man was genuinely shitting himself each time these monsters pulled up on him, and was actually befuddled at how fast this shit be happening to him. All this dude wanted to do was live a normal life, play some video games, and chill. But nah, the plot said you gonna have King Vons and literal Decepticons pulling up on you every day, but somehow survive without doing anything, essentially blue balling the shit out of him on whether or not he was gonna finally be exposed for being a fraud. Cause dog, if you were King, what could you possibly do?
Hey,
if every day,
if I'm King and you're King, nigga, you have to keep the lie up, man. You got to die behind the lie. And if your time come, you feel me?
Everybody around you thinks you're this tough-ass superhero not to be messed with, but so much bullshit has happened that you can't even dig yourself out of this hole that you got put into by everybody else, and you can't really even take away all the credibility from your name without getting publicly humiliated by everybody. So everyone has these high expectations of you, when in reality, you can't do shit. I would be stressing hella. You would be seeing gray hairs on my head if that shit happened to me. Like, bro, I ain't ever seen this type of purgatory ass plot armor before. This shit is genuinely a lose-lose life for King. I actually feel so bad for him. He knows that at any moment he would either get packed up like an Amazon package or he would get exposed Burleezy style.
God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
How However, it just never happens. And this man is just forever stressing, waiting for the day that it actually does happen. And I knew this plot armor was on another level because besides Saitama, nobody knows that this man is a fraud somehow. Even the other S-class heroes, they somehow are all delusional enough to believe that the King engine is real, which is a sound that motherfuckers hear when King is quote-unquote going into battle. They
that's just when a nigga scared as fuck he's about to shoot himself. That's really what the King engine is, and that's really crazy.
Real talking about this dude like he a transformer or something. What the fuck? And apparently, it's this threatening drumming sound that no monster has heard and survived, when in reality, it's this dude's loud-ass heart beating from the inside of his chest like a goddamn cartoon character. Like, y'all remember this one scene where a rip-off Megatron just pulled up on him and wanted to run the fade with him simply because he was a top 10 hero. And King somehow managed to BS his way out of this fight by literally saying, "My fault, twin, I can only exert only 10% of my power because I gotta shit real quick. You mind if we throw hands after?" Without seeming the slightest bit terrified. Like, I want to know how this man be handling talking shit to his ops like his entire life is on the line. Because I just knew I would have cracked under pressure at least once. And if that ever happened, I know for sure I would be cooked. Actual generational performance by King. Like, bro, please leave this man alone and let him go home to play his Xbox games. He don't want to be around none of y'all's bullshit in the slightest. Speaking of motherfuckers in purgatory because of plot armor, let's talk about this man, Reiner from Attack on Titan. Forget about what I said talking about King's plot armor being a living purgatory. Reiner's plot armor to survive almost everything in Attack on Titan might actually be the curse of pure agony, torture, and depression of all plot armor. I think I have said this before, but I genuinely think that Reiner has one of the worst lives in the entire show, but he still somehow manages to survive throughout all the events while at the same time being the plot's literal punching bag for everything bad to hit him like a freight train. This man experienced racism and hatred at a young age from his father when all he wanted to do was make him proud by becoming a warrior for the Marleyan government, by becoming one of the Titan shifters and granting his family immunity. And when he and his friends went to go to the island of Parati, where they were told their entire lives that they were all some evil ass devils, not only did they find out they were just regular people that were cut off from the rest of the world thinking they were the last signs of humanity, but he would also lose two of his homeboys and one of his homegirls for a bit during their mission and would be the only one who survived, only because Zeke and Peak were on absolute clutch timing and saved his ass to see another day. And during his last moments on the island when the scouts returned to Shiganshina, the final battle that would decide the entire course of the rest of this show, he was actually getting his ass handed to. Absolutely nothing went his way. First, Armin's Einstein thinking found bro within the walls, and as soon as he was outed, Levi saw him and it was on sight. He dropped down and stabbed him through the neck, but Reiner ends up tanking this shit somehow and surviving. That's plot armor strike number 1. So when he turns into the armor titan, he thinks he's safe, but he ain't know about the development of the thunder spears that the scouts made for this battle. These weapons were deadass a straight counter to Reiner's entire kit. It basically made his only useful ability useless, since the scouts would just boom his shit, and they had bro doing his one-to-one impression of James Harden, showing absolutely no defense against these shits at all. But despite this, he is somehow still living through it, just barely, with Bertolt eventually coming into the fight as well and loosening the load off his shoulders. Plot armor strike number 2. Then later on in the fight, Mikasa literally broke this man's ankles, asked Reiner what that mouth do, standing on his slimy ass tongue and everything, and actually boomed him from the inside out, and had bro looking like this one SpongeBob gif where Squidward and Mr. Krabs get blown out the Krusty Krab, officially disabling bro and capturing Reiner with nowhere to run. This dude was done. The scouts were getting their questioning out of him and everything. All they wanted to do was either get the Titan serum to have someone eat him or kill him if the serum was already in use. And this motherfucker was about to die by Hanji after Mikasa sent the signal to do so, but out of nowhere, Peak and Zeke spawned into thin air like LeBron on a chase down block and managed to snag Reiner right as they were about to off this dude. And he survives again. That is plot armor strike number 3. Like, this motherfucker's out. This man was supposed to die at least 3 different times in the same exact arc, especially the last one, but instead he survived all 3 times, and his plot armor was so good that in season 4 he was genuinely going to keep himself safe and take himself out of the story, but the plot wouldn't even let him do that either. either. Yeah, this plot armor strike number 4. This man deadass cannot die no matter what he does. Bro tried to take himself out of the story, but the author said, nah, you're gonna have to suffer a little bit more. Matter of fact, you'll survive the entire series. But honestly, if I had to live this man's life, I would probably react the same way. I'd genuinely be tired of everything. However, what I'm really tired of is seeing plot armor suck off this man Yuno from Black Clover. It is genuinely atrocious. Black Clover is
my nigga, Yuno. That nigga's something crazy. If y'all ain't read the manga, you feel me? That nigga is damn near Ichigo incarnate. He got so much shit in his biology, I couldn't even tell you.
One of my favorite animes of all time. It was my first 100+ anime I've watched along with Hunter x Hunter, and I love Asta. But bro, fuck this dude Yuno, he a bitch. The way that both Asta and Yuno achieve their broken ass abilities are so vastly different in terms of effort that they gotta put in for their power-ups, where Asta is going through literal hell in 3 winter arcs to unlock his devil form, while pretty boy Yuno does absolutely nothing except aura farm and look cool, but is somehow as strong or maybe even stronger than Asta. This dude actually pissed me off because from the moment this show started, this man was literally getting blessed with every fucking advantage in the verse. In the damn first episode of the show, this man gets the goddamn 4-leaf clover grimoire, which is in fact one of the rarest grimoires in the verse, with people saying that it is a book of destiny. This was basically Black Clover's way of saying we can give this man anything whenever we want because he's blessed with anything magic related. This series was for real rage baiting me with the amount of work that Asta was putting in training to strengthen his body to use his swords better, while Yuno on the other hand was just getting new spells and power-ups seemingly out of nowhere. Like for example, in the dungeon arc, Asta got a new sword to use that provided a different purpose, absorbing magic instead of reflecting it. Not broken at all. Meanwhile, Yuno finds a magical fucking wind spear to add to his arsenal, which strengthens his already strong wind magic and gives him a new move as well. This is like giving one of your sons a water cooling PC with a 4090 graphics card while the other one gets a dusty old computer that your mom used in the 90s. Do y'all see the obvious difference between Yuno's and Asta's upgrades?
Nigga, why would you do that?
You have to get his 10th MC power up just for existing.
Hey!
Asta gets something that can be useful once he learns how to use it. Yuno just got handed 30 more levels of experience and new movesets and eventually able to unlock this wind form, all because he met this fake ass Tinkerbell. Yeah, alright bro. And you would think that eventually that you would see bro get into a fight where he would get his ass handed to like Asta,
that never
right?
happened.
This motherfucker literally did not struggle once in a fight for almost the entire series until the Dark Triad arc. And the one fade where he got his shit ran, this motherfucker quite literally died. And if it wasn't for Bell resurrecting Plot Armor Man from the brink of death, he would have gotten smoked right then and there.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
It just goes to show, Yuno was for real not built for this shit. He is a bum carried by broken ass abilities that the plot just wants to give him. And dog, I am going to mention the manga right here because the shit they are pulling with Yuno is actually preposterous to me. They are dragging my favorite series through dirt with this because the fuck do you mean Yuno was able to unlock fucking star magic?
This right here. I ain't gonna lie, I seen this shit. I said, fuck no. I said no, cause like, I get it. The wind spirit, something, he's reincarnated soul of Lich's son or something like that. But for this nigga to get star magic plus nigga 2 grand, that never happened before. Like this is like there was glazing the nigga at this point.
You mean to tell
me? And he pulled out a domain expansion right after this.
You gave this man another grimoire out of nowhere? At this point,
like,
if you
that wasn't built up at all.
You thought Yuno genuinely has no explanation for his goddamn power-ups now? They for real just pulling shit out they ass. He just be getting them shits
like,
for no reason. I looked it up on Google for how they bullshitted him getting star magic, and they said he randomly found it after crashing into a magic tower. And apparently, star magic in Black Clover is insanely broken too. It has high power, defense, defense, can teleport motherfuckers, surpassing spatial magic itself. This shit is ridiculous. Like, ref, y'all need to take some away from him. And bro, I get that Asta is hella overpowered too by this point as well, but at least Asta has to get his ass beat, learn, adapt, get stronger in order to get his power-ups. All this man Yuno has to do is look to the right and aura farm, and that's how he gets stronger. I could also mention how bro took Asta's whole fucking flow, but I'm not even gonna do that. Instead, I'm gonna move on to the next character. I'm gonna talk about a character that can prove that being a villain can also mean you get hella plot armor. We got Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen, the true embodiment of what it means to run the gauntlet with the entire verse and almost win if it wasn't for the main character getting some plot armor of his own to finally do something useful in his own series. This man was a straight menace, quite literally the strongest in his verse, with almost nobody able to rival this man. Straight up, he packed up Shibuya without any regard for human life, while hitting emotes and shit, destroying everything in his path by using attacks like Cleave, Dismantle, and his own domain expansion, and, spoiler alert, killed everybody's fictional baby daddy. This man has some crazy feats, but I don't think motherfuckers realize how much plot armor this dude had in order to pull off what he had in the end. First off, when Sukuna was setting up his binding vow with Yuji, where they were going to quote-unquote fight on whether or not Yuji would return back to life with Sukuna's conditions or not, then Sukuna was like, oh yeah, and to make this a big plot mystery, I'm not using this shit till the end of the Culling games, and you gon' forget this binding vow even happened. And the plot for real said, fuck giving Yuji a chance in his own consciousness or some bullshit like that. He gets packed up instantly and wakes up. Second, in Shibuya, during that point in the story where everybody knew of Sukuna for his slashing attacks, it took everybody by surprise when Dog started playing with fire out of nowhere and use it to deadass one-shot Jogo. Start toying with motherfuckers using a literal meteor while also fighting Maharaga, a Shikigami that can literally adapt to any attack you throw at it, and was winning. Third, this man used his binding vow with Yuji in order to reveal one of the biggest loopholes in the entire show, which allowed him to take over Potential Man's body and stole his bag, which had one of the most broken abilities in the entire show, the 10 Shadows technique, allowing him to access the most powerful Shikigami in Maharaga, while also already being the strongest curse in existence. And lastly, it took every cast member from Jujutsu Kaisen giving their 120% just to even rival this man. And the entire time during the last fight in Shinjuku, you saw this man Sukuna pulling out some new shit motherfuckers ain't even see before. This is literally why everybody started spamming these I haven't used this technique from the Heian era memes during this fight, because Sukuna just started countering motherfuckers with moves people ain't never seen him use before. In conclusion, anime plot armor need a nerf or something, because do y'all see what these characters are doing with them? It's ridiculous.
Comment, subscribe. We're gonna react to a couple more videos. Y'all, your boys, your YouTube family. That's all I ask. You don't gotta do it, but if you wanna do it, fuck with me. There you go.